Today I'm going to show you how to use this graph I developed in order to be able to help you to track your progress in your business. I was inspired to produce it so that I could visually see what was happening in my business. This was done using Excel, but you can also open it in OpenOffice, and it's a free download that you can find at openoffice.org. OpenOffice is really a phenomenal program that allows you to open Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and a number of other Word programs. And you can manipulate the data and save it so that another Word user can also open it. Now, here's how to use this graph. I added 5 of the same spreadsheets to this file in case any of them got screwed up when you started messing around. And it's easy to accidentally hit the delete button, which may accidentally delete one of the formulas. And you can see up here right now there is a formula in the box. And down here are the names of the different spreadsheets, or the, excuse me, in this file. Each of the spreadsheets is the same. So when you get this file, each of them will look identical. Okay? You may want to rename the sheets each month so that you can graph your progress over the next year and then maybe keep track of it. So if you want to get in here, you're going to right click on the sheet down here. It's going to show you rename. You just click on rename, and then it allows you to type whatever you want. Click off of it and it keeps it. Once you get to say May, I would come in here and I would click here, which will copy the entire spreadsheet. Control C, which will start to copy it. Come over here and click on Insert Worksheet, this new little file doohickey. Click up here at the corner and click Control V, and you're going to get the same thing show up again, and all of the different formulas are going to be there as well. Then you can come here and you can rename it. So this will say July of 2013, or whatever you want to name it. 1, 2, 3, 4, just to represent the months, or however you would like to do that for yourself. Now, getting to the graph itself, on the upper side here, I just labeled it month February. So if you came over here into July, it's going to say month June, because you're going to have to retype that name. And it's just a matter of clicking on the box and typing in July. But we're back here in February. Excuse me. And there's no need to hit enter or save or anything. It automatically does that in Excel. So July is still back here in that box. These boxes in Excel we call cells. So if I say a cell, I really mean the box. So there are 4 columns on the left side of the screen. The first one represents the day of the month. The second one is the goal. That's an average number of subscribers or unique visitors or purchases that you want to see happen every day of the month, and that's a cumulative average or cumulative number, and we'll go over that as we move forward in this video. The third are the actual number of people who opted in a certain day. And then the fourth is the cumulative number of opt-ins and visitors for that day of the month. So columns number 2, the goal column, and column number 4, the cumulative column, are the ones that have formulas inside of the cells. This means that if you add a number inside of one cell, the program is going to take care of automatically updating the formula, the numbers in the rest of the boxes. The simplest formula that we're going to look at is in the cumulative column. So if I click on this box or this cell right here, you're going to see the formula is right here. It's C3 plus C4. And oops, my mistake. We always have mistakes. Okay. So C3 plus C4 means that it is adding C, column C, row 3, plus column 4, okay, column C, row 3, and row 4 together. It adds those two together, and it puts the added number right here. If we move down one cell, you're going to see that it's going to add C5 plus D4. So C5, which is what you're adding in here, plus D4, which is over here where my cursor is right now, and that was the cumulative average from the day before. You are going to pick your own goal for the month. In this particular spreadsheet, the goal is 375. And if you want to choose 400, or you can choose whatever goal you want to for the month, 6,000, it doesn't matter. The program will do all the math for you. So let's pretend for the month of February you want to have 400 opt-ins for your ezine. In order to get a straight blue line, and that is this particular line, oopsie, I guess we can't see the whole thing here. And that is to see this blue line that goes up right here. In order to see that line, a straight blue line, so that you can look at your goals, which is the straight blue line, tracked against your cumulative of what it is that you've actually accomplished. You need to add numbers into this goal column. So what we're going to do is we're going to determine that we want to do 400. We want to have 400 people in the month of February, or whatever month you're talking about. So you're going to take the number 400 and divide it by the number of days that are in that particular month. So if you were to divide 400 by, say, an average of 30 days in a month, you're going to get 13.33. You can use either the number 13 or the number 14. You can actually even put in 13.33, but it's just simpler to use whole numbers. So to set that goal, you're going to add in that goal at the top of the line, at the top of the, in here, goal. So if we click down below in the next cell, you're going to see that it says B3 plus 12, because 12 is the number I put in the top. Number 5 is going to say B4 plus 12, because 4 is the cumulative. So if I were to add in, say, 13, and then I'm going to click off of that, all of these numbers changed. All of these cumulative numbers will change as we move down the column. Oh, sorry. Then we have to change the formula, because we're putting in the formula of B13, but now the formula needs to be changed so that it's through this whole thing we're adding in 12. So for instance, when the goal was 12, okay, these numbers say, 12 plus 12 is 24, 36, 48, 60. Now we want to make the goal 13, or we want to make the goal 14. So if we put 14 and just leave it, the first number changes to 14 plus 12, and we want to make it plus 14. So we're going to come up here to where my cursor is right now. We're going to subtract that 12. We're going to make it a 14, and we're going to hit enter. Now that changed the first one, but not the second one. Now, instead of going down column by column and changing them all to 14, what you do is you take the one that says 14, B4 plus 14, and you're going to click Control C. And then you're going to put your cursor on the next column, and you're going to move your mouse down all the way to the end, and then you're going to hit enter. And what happens now is that it changes the formula in each of those cells. It automatically changes it from B5 to B6 to B7. And so now in B8, it's adding B7, which is the one prior to it, plus another 14. And it automatically changes over here as well. So your line is automatically changed over there. So your goal for the month is 434. And on the graph, over on this side, it is roughly 434. I mean, it says 434, and this dark line, this line here is 450. So we're going to go back over here now, and, excuse me, now that we've set the goal, we're going to start adding in information. And all you're going to do every day is you're going to look at the number that you've tracked. So on day 1 of February, you had you wanted 14 and you got 10. Now nothing's going to change. Well, it does. It changes over here on the right because your cumulative now is 10. That's how much you've had for the whole month of 10, but you've only gotten through day 1. Now we're on day 2 and we've had 14, and on day 3 maybe we've had 17. And then as we move through the month, you know, there are days where we have interesting things happen, and there are days that, you know, maybe you'll have 50 people opt in, and then there'll be a bunch of days where you have maybe one person opt in. The objective is not necessarily to have exactly 14 opting in every single day, but an average of 14. And if you compare your numbers only, you can see your goal for that part of the month was 154, but right now we're only at 135. And if you move over and look at the actual graph, you can see that the graph is going to show you the red is per day. How many per day? We had a spike on day 6, and that's when I added in that 50. And then you can see over here, this is our cumulative. Now, the cumulative is going to stay the same until you get to the end of the month. And then this green line moves up against the blue line, and you can see where you are with your goal. So you can see here on day 6, you are above your goal. And right now we're a little bit below our goal. So we need to work a little harder to keep on track and to stay on track. And this way of looking at information and tracking your information over time is a way for you to focus on what it is that's going to cause and create your business to expand. And we all know that whatever we focus on is what we tend to do best in. So I hope this graph helps you. You can click down in the link below. It'll take you over to my blog, and you'll be able to download the graph and the PDF for free. No opt-in, no nothing required. But while you're there, please feel free to sign up for my newsletter. And while you're here on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe to my videos. I hope you have a wonderful day.